Spirituality. The question, what does spirituality mean to you? Well, if you ask what spirituality means to me, I'm going to give you a totally different answer to what the next person that answers that. Spirituality is completely subjective. And I think it's important to hear from somebody about how spirituality, it's not just about buying the new crystals. It's not just about buying the new incense set. It's not just about meditation. It's not just about anything in particular. So what I want to do with this group and with this channel is to try and break down some walls and try to get you to understand what spirituality is. To me, it's not about God, it's not about a man in the sky who wants to burn us and he wants to create havoc. No, that's not what it means to me. Also, it's the differences between spirituality, say 5 years ago in my life, to spirituality now is completely different. So I just wanted to help people to understand what spirituality is and why I'm not crazy. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about spirituality. So on my spiritual journey, which was about 5 years ago, a little bit longer, which is about 7 years ago when I had my little boy, I started to look at things differently in life. It started to open up some wounds from when I'd lost my mother, which I think I'd buried deep down. But that's what we're all programmed to do. That's what we're all told to do. We're told just to move forward. We're told just to get on with life. We're told just to bury it and just to move on. But those old wounds were coming back up. No matter what I did. So I searched for truth in certain things. And then I was led down a spiritual path. I started to teach myself how to meditate, which was amazing, totally changed my life, and it taught me how to be more present in my life. But what I thought was spirituality was picking up the newest crystal, or picking up the newest incense set, or going in a women's circle or something like that. And that's amazing. It makes you feel good. It does make you feel good from doing things like that. It's all about community, and it's all about sort of connection, and it's all about, it doesn't have to just be about the Bible, and it doesn't have to be about God and stuff like that, and Christianity, because that's not what spirituality means to me. And when I say God, I don't mean God in the sky. So I just wanted to get that out there. So I took a little bit of time off my spiritual journey, as we all do. I'd been through my first spiritual awakening. I think everything had started to calm down. And then what I realised, I had gone through a difficult time in my life nearly a couple of years ago. And that is when I really started to be propelled onto a different spiritual path. So to me, spirituality, from what it meant back then to what it means now, from going down that path, is just completely different. So what I realised was spirituality to me, and what spirituality really means, is going within. It doesn't matter about buying the new crystals. It doesn't matter about joining a spiritual community. It doesn't matter, you don't need to go out and do a retreat. You don't need to meditate, but meditate does help. You don't need to do things in a group. You don't need to do all these spiritual things that they might think make you feel better. Yeah, it might make you feel better at the time, but the only thing that's going to make you feel better fully is from going within. And spirituality to me meant going within and finding out, why I'd opened those wounds again. I'd opened up a wound between me and losing my mother, which had reared itself numerous times, and then I'd just managed to get by taking anxiety medication, and I did have a few bouts of I did have a few bouts of counselling, which did help for a little bit, but in the long run, it doesn't really solve anything. But then when it came down to spirituality to me, I started to realise that I needed to go within and that I needed to find the answers within. So whatever you're seeking on the outside is actually within. And if you can learn to go within, and if you can learn to listen to your own self, and if you can learn to start to connect to your soul, that is when the measure of spirituality will start to appear in your life. You could be doing all of these different things, but you're still unhappy on the inside. I'm not claiming to be the happiest person in the world, because I'm not, because I've been only really going through this journey within for a few years. But it has really put me on a different path. Now the thing is, I just want to share that if you go within, you can start to understand why you do things the way that you do. You need to start sort of getting rid of the programming that we're programmed to do, the things that we learn at school, that you're taught to do, the way that we're just taught to go to work and make money, and then you come home, and then you go back out to work again, and then you do this until you retire, and then you have a little bit of time to yourself, and then you die. But that's not exactly what life is about. You can learn to go within, and you can learn to be happy in yourself, and that you don't need anything external. You don't need the newest car to make yourself feel better. You don't need to be a millionaire. You don't need, I don't know, whatever it is that other people need, or what it is that I thought that I needed. You only need to be happy in yourself. And the only way you can do that is by being in touch with yourself spiritually. So I'm not saying that we have to join a cult, because a lot of it is now, it's a bit culty. So that's something that I think people are sort of, they say spirituality is like a cult, because sometimes in this new age, it is like that. You don't need someone to be telling you, I know I'm telling you now, but you don't need that sort of higher, someone like God, someone like Jesus. All you need is you. And you need to go within, and you need to start understanding, about who you are. Who are you? When you strip back everything, that you've learned, when you've stripped back everything that you've been taught, when you've stripped back everything that was said to you when you were younger, and you took it in, and you don't even know it's still there. When you strip all that back, and you start to look at who you are from a soul level, that's when you find that you're happy. And then you don't need anything external to make you happy. You don't need that new relationship. You don't need the new car. You don't need to go on the spiritual retreat. You might find that if you go within, you can start to realize that you are happy on the inside. So it's stripping the ego. It's stripping that all away that we're being taught, and just starting to look at yourself from a soul level. And if you can do that, and if you can really connect to yourself, then I promise you can learn to be happy in yourself. You won't be chasing the next person. You won't be chasing the next car. You won't be chasing the next retreat. You won't be chasing anything. The only person you'll be chasing is you.